Babwebanter, Babwebanter.
Welcome to Babwebanter, the craziest sports show coming out of Zimbabwe right now. We're covering all your local, national, and international news. My name is Robbie Durant, and hello, Kilkenny. Ekon, Akona, Munashe.
What's happening, Robbie?
How
You
you,
good?
brother?
I'm good, thanks, bro. You good?
Fundi,
How's it, Robbie?
how are you, my bud? He's about 10 beers down, he's ready to roll. Kieran, thanks for the
Rob, how you
script.
doing?
Not.
We tried very hard today.
JJ, you are going to get incredible accolades this week for pushing 900 views on our platform with that incredible interview with the little girl from Hellenic.
We aim to please, Robbie.
Oh, that's my man. That's my man. Maddie, my boy.
Hey, how's it, everybody? Thanks,
Guys,
Rob.
I've just got something to show you quickly. Zimbabwe! Right, our cricketers, the World Cup cricket qualifiers has absolutely been epic here in Zimbabwe. The 12th man has been the crowd at Highlands Sports Club. Maddie?
Yeah,
it has
unbelievable, Rob.
been
Hey,
epic.
one day they went as school children because we were going to go teach them. The next time they went as the minors because we were going to beat them.
Zimbabwe
It's been
right now.
unbelievable.
Zimbabwe right now has got their foot in the door, almost a foot in the door to go to the World Cup. And I've just got to say, Akon, it is incredible stuff.
Yeah, very, yeah. Like, I passed by there on Saturday. You know, the amount of cars that were stuck, like, in the road, traffic was just a mess. Queues to jump in. That's when I was just like, yeah.
There were people in trees.
Yeah, people were really
And it was
taking-
very systematic.
And you know,
very
they opened
systematic.
up.
It's very Zimbabwe.
Everybody like
We did not say that. Systematic.
They actually opened up the rugby field.
Yeah.
For us to.
So they
sit there
said
and
that
watch,
there was
yeah.
22,000 people there.
Wow.
And 10,000 in and 12,000 people around in the rugby field and everywhere else.
Matt, can you imagine that you're right next to the stadium? When you hear the cheering, it feels like you're in the stadium.
Well, they're watching it on a massive
And a
TV. I
massive
think they
TV.
probably had knew more than what was going on in the Oaks and the,
Yeah,
in the
'cause of
stands.
Robbie.
Let me tell you, I bumped into one or two guys that were at the cricket on Saturday, and my word, were they rocking.
So
Talking foreign.
My uncle was in the box, and there's only one only one scoreboard, and then so they had to keep on running around to go to the TV to check the score. Then run back, and they go, "We got 10 to go," and then run back.
Well, let me tell you, it's the World Cup cricket qualifiers. It's happening here in Zimbabwe. Our team is now in Bulawayo for 3 games. That is also going to be, who's it, Oman?
Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka,
And Scotland.
Yeah. Scotland.
Scotland.
So Oman is on the 29th, then Scotland on the 2nd, if I'm not mistaken, and then we've got Sri Lanka first, and then Scotland.
Well, if we win two of those 3, we're into the World Cup.
Well, I tell you, Rob, if I ever leave Zimbabwe, I'm moving to Bulawayo. So good luck to them. I hope they have a gas.
Well, anyway, guys, good luck to our cricketers. We certainly are very proud of you. You've certainly turned the nation red. I've just got to say, it kind of feels like when South Africa won the World Cup, JJ, the amount of just passion and what these people have for their country.
Yeah, it does, Robbie. It's incredible what sport can do for a nation. And our cricketers, our cricket boys have just united the nation, and the fans have gotten behind our boys, and let's keep rallying behind them.
A lot of people coming to us and saying Zimbabwe are coming up to go on their tour now, and we're going to have some Sables games, and it would be so nice if we could get some crowds like that behind our rugby players. It
I
would
think
really
it's also
be great.
great because you see the rugby, and no offense to the Goshawks or whoever's playing, but they haven't been doing so great at the moment, and now you've got the cricket doing good, and you're seeing them doing something
See,
good.
we've got to
Combination
teach
of
the
them.
circus. Josie, that was not us. That was him.
Hey, look, honestly spoken, the money's not there with the rugby. It is there with the cricket. But at least if we can get behind them, I mean, it's just get the crowds there. Let's get behind them. Like you said, it's the 12th man. It's given them that extra boost. Maybe if everyone gets behind them instead of complaining, they will step up and they will do. We were so close. We lost to Namibia by not much to get into the World Cup. You can't complain. We did absolutely unbelievable. And then they lost their sponsors because they didn't get to the World Cup. Okay? If it happened to Zim Cricket, it did. They had to take a back step for a while, and then they managed to get the sponsors behind them again. And now they've stepped up. It's just that cricket, you've got 2021 year, then you've got the 1 days, and you've got so many competitions going on at once. Every year year, that it's not like you only have the World Cup to build up to. That's the difference between the two sports.
But the thing there, Matt, is that money makes a difference. And running the facility properly, Zimbabwe cricket is being run properly now. It's professional. When the guys get to their rooms, you're not just digging your kit out of a bag.
Rob, it was like that for the
your...
World Cup, though. It was just that we lost to Namibia.
Yeah.
And you can't, and they brought in players from all over the world. You can't, blame the guys. They did their best. It was a very, very hard to come back from that. Now we've got another 4-year wait. Well, 3
But
years.
guys, hold on.
It's very different.
I really feel like they're all professionals. Everybody trains. They put in the hours and they all go to the gym. They train and they're athletes, And the moment you choose to become an athlete, when you have a game, it's really a 50-50.
Is it?
It's
If you're
really
getting paid
50-50.
$8,000 a month to play for Zim cricket and you're getting $1,000 to play rugby and you could go get a job and earn more, that's the difference. It is a
family.
difference.
Yeah.
But the moment you sit on the pitch, it's already 50-50.
Yeah, but you can get a
could
job to
win.
go play for the Sharks and you can get the same as the Zim cricketers are going to play. Who are you going to play for? You're going to come play for Zimbabwe, you're going to go to the Sharks. And that's the problem.
That's
if we could choose
obvious.
an international team, we could take all the guys from outside of Zimbabwe that are playing for international teams, if we had the money, and bring them back to Zim, and we would be in the World Cup. That's all we're saying. It's just to try and get the people behind them and build
In that
up
sense,
that
it makes sense,
so that
yeah.
we can say, no, we've got the money to bring you back. We know you're earning $10,000 a month, but come back to Zim and we'll give that to you.
But do
That's
you
the
not think that COVID was also a big factor of it all? Because I know it's 2 years later, but people have had time to practice individually and grow individually.
Actually, I don't think so. Because the rugby world is just
COVID's
continuing.
No,
gone.
but going back to the
COVID is
cricket
done,
side of
so.
things.
Let's move on, Kieran. Right, guys. Okay, so we're checking out. Guys, let's just talk rugby. We love rugby. You were, JJ, you were at the Goshawks Western Province game. A lot of feedback came back about how enjoyable it was to be there, mingle with the players. Karan Tabeni, one of our very good friends, he really got out there, was signing autographs, taking pictures. I mean, it was really a good show.
Yeah, Robbie, I think the most impressive thing about the game last Friday is the Goshawks are in the Currie Cup First Division, and we're struggling to get our guys across to South Africa just to play a game for a weekend and get back. Whereas John Dobson phoned up Dawson and basically said, look, if you're keen, I've got some guys that I can bring out and we can do this. And that was 2 weeks that they planned it. And in 2 weeks, Dobson got his guys here, had the game on the Friday night, I was quite surprised at the support we had there for a Friday night. I was expecting just a handful of people there, but the guys turned up. They had incredible backing. Western Province came with a number of Currie Cup players, a number of URC players, so they didn't bring a second or a third team. They brought some top guys. We had Skara and Tubeni there. We had the
Duplessis? Duplessis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they brought top-notch guys, and the game itself, the Goshawks didn't do too bad. I mean, 21-66. The scoreline is a bit deceiving because we left 3 tries out on the park there, but they were almost neck for neck.
Just quickly, Dobson. 3 years ago, everyone wanted his head. They wanted him. Skara was meant to be out. He then turned it around. He turned Western Province around to a back-to-back URC finals, winning one and then obviously going down.
Yeah.
I mean, he's an incredible coach.
He is, and he's had to deal with a lot of financial stuff with Western Province and Stormers. There's been a lot of mismanagement with funds and stuff, and that's when the rugby started to go down. They got rid of a few rotten apples in management, and look where that's gotten them.
Sounds a bit like Manchester United.
Big Scoreboy Rugby coming up this weekend. We've got Peterhouse Sevens happening this weekend, guys. As well as then there's the big game, Falcons 40th. They are taking on, I talk crap. It's Gandhi's 40th taking on Falcon.
Yeah.
Old Falcon boy.
Yeah.
Talk to us, buddy.
No. So let's go back to last weekend. Johns went to Peterhouse.
Yeah.
And Peterhouse gave them a hiding.
Well, I was there, guys.
Yeah.
What another incredible game. 2 quick tries by the winger, and
I believe they were like unbelievable. He just did it.
They were outstanding. Lil Macmillan, the scrum half, who really is showing his dad's capabilities.
But him and his brother, both unbelievable rugby
and then
players.
Sharma Jackson, the winger for number 11 for Peterhouse, was absolutely probably the best individual try I've seen of this season.
Yeah.
So
and then Falcon beat who was it? George's.
St. George's.
Properly. I think
Yeah.
it was like 40, 20, something like
Yeah,
that,
it
which
was
is, so it's all over the show at the moment, hey, Rob? Because
What do you think this weekend? Gundy on a roll. They beat Carl by 48 points to 0 last weekend. But I mean, that's
and now
Carl.
they're going to Falcon
That is Carl. No, it's being played at Gundy.
at Gundy. I think it'll be a very tight game.
Okay, who do you say?
I think Gandhi will take.
Gundy?
I think Gundy.
Gundy?
I'm going for Gandhi as well.
I'm going to go Falcon.
Gundy?
Gonna
It's
go Falcon.
Falcon. I'm going to say Gundy because they're on a roll. Right, just quickly checking out as well the Craven Week boys, the under 18s as well as the juniors already there.
And the juniors won.
Juniors
Lost
won.
one.
Under 16s
Under
won.
16s won.
Against Southwestern Districts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was under 16s winning against Cheetahs. And then a very close score against Namibia. I think it was 24-21.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is quite impressive, I would say.
And if you look at the size of the Namibians compared to our boys, very well done to them because those
They
Namibian
don't
boys
eat a
are
lot of
big.
meat,
Eh?
those boys.
No, not at all.
Not a lot of
Same
boerewors.
diet as JJ.
Come on.
Okay, guys, the under 18s obviously put together. Marvin's the coach. Quite a strong team that's been put together, JJ. I think, with that group throughout, it's been a very close year. Obviously, with being in commentary or whatever, seeing the talent that's out there, I think he's got a good quality squad there.
Yeah, he's got a good squad there, Robbie. I think the nice thing is they have been a close unit for the last 2 years, so they feed off of each other. They know how each one plays.
Well, that's our rugby wrap. Reminder to make sure that you follow us on Babwebanter on all our social media platforms. Okay, soccer starts this weekend.
Definitely. We've got local soccer coming back this
The
weekend.
local soccer.
Yeah, of course, definitely. We have the big game this Saturday. We're going to have Highlanders playing Caps United. And on that, Caps United and Dynamis are going to have their home stadium now in Bulawayo. So you can only imagine it's 500 kilometers from Harare, and they're going to have it there.
Nice.
And so now all the derby matches are going to be played there. down
And they
in
will have a lot
Bulawayo.
of support there. It's going to be hard to win there, let me tell you, because they get support for soccer. Like, it'll be crazy.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see.
Cool, so that's our local soccer.
I think
What else?
it's a good shift, to be honest, because maybe the attention is just too much in Harare. Just giving people in Bulawayo the same opportunity we would have here to just easily go
Sort
to
of
the
same
national
as what the
stage.
cricket are doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But yeah, I mean, we're going to have to see this big game this weekend. Highlanders. They've
So,
been
Fundi, you off
really
to Bulawayo, are you?
Well, talking about Fundi's weekend, he's going to be jumping out of an aeroplane. He's going to be skydiving as well as
Noku,
Noku. Noku, who helps us with our production here with Nzor Productions. She is going to be jumping as well. We'll be getting the footage. Angus, please make sure that you make them cuck
And please
themselves.
make sure Noku keeps her earrings on so that we can see the footage.
Right, so that's going to be awesome. We'll have that footage with you next week. That is going to be absolutely epic.
Robbie,
Hakuna Matata.
Are you ready for that? Fundi?
just
I'm ready.
on that note, if
Yeah.
Angus has to choose to save one, save Noku.
Shots fired, shots fired. Anyway, they've got bigger kahunas than we have. Matt's away, I'm away, you're away.
No,
Apparently,
Malachi weighs too much.
apparently when it's time to
Definitely
jump.
away.
Apparently when it's
Well,
time
they
to
did
jump.
say JJ and I were carrying a little bit too extra, so we couldn't jump. So thank the Pope for that, JJ. Sometimes weight does come in handy.
Helped a lot.
Thank Nando's for that.
Right, guys, just quickly, hockey as well.
So yesterday we saw Chizzy and Arundel go against head to head at the Brooker Cup.
A little bit of head-to-head.
Um,
A little bit of head-to-head.
I love
At
it.
the Brooker Cup at Arundel, very close score, 2-1 for Arundel. A lot of the Chizzy coaches said, well, the girls tried and they did their best, and very close score, but well done. And I think it's a good step forward
done to
for
Arundel.
hockey
Yeah.
in general for Zim.
Well, we also know that the water polo girls, ladies, should I say, are going to the World Cup. We've had them on here. I'm sure we'll have them before they leave. Anything else, soccer? Any big buys?
Sorry, Rob, can I go back to water polo?
No. Any big buys?
Yeah, Malachi, tell us what you know. We don't want to hear about what you know.
Well, right now, all the seasons basically ran out, and players, teams actually are going to start going on tours in the coming month because the seasons are going to start back in August. So right now, you're just seeing more signings from the Saudi Arabians. You recently checked Hakim Ziyech. He just recently moved to the same team that Cristiano's playing at, Al Nassr. Then Edward Mendy and Robert Firmino. are also
Big money.
being linked to Saudi Arabian clubs. So you're just seeing on, and I've been seeing chat by pundits, like old players and whatnot. They sort of coming in and saying it's not right what the Saudis are doing, like just buying big names and all of that, etc., and giving big contracts. They're saying it ruins other leagues and stuff like that. But
But it's fine when they do it.
no, the thing is, yeah, actually, but I'm seeing it more of a thing like they're just jealous that it didn't happen in their time. You know what
It's
I mean?
going to be the same thing as a live golf. You know, everyone's
Yeah.
going to have a complaint about all the money and everything, and they're going to find a way to get it themselves. All they
true.
do is jealous.
Because if you look at it still, Premier League does the same thing. But we just say, no, the
Well,
Premier
Manchester
League,
does the same thing. They just don't know what to do with the money.
you know, they literally run amok and just buy players from all the other leagues and deteriorate the other teams. So this is the same thing the
Now it's
Saudis are
happening
doing.
to them and they're not happy.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Lekker.
That's the same thing.
But
with
also it's
those-
progression for athletes, you know. If you're playing in a lower division and then you get promoted to a higher division with more money, would you refuse?
Exactly. That's what
Obviously
you're
you're
saying.
gonna
Money,
take it,
it's all about
It's all about
more
money
money out
nowadays,
there.
yeah.
It's better for everyone, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, also,
Maddie.
if also you looked at, there was a demonstration at Old Trafford where, supporters are basically enough of the Glazers, which are the owners. Because, like, they've been at it for years, and you know how Man United is now. Back in the day, it was the top team. But now you're looking at it like a side that's probably going to make top 4. You're not even sure. So now, yeah, what you call it? Supporters are just enough. Because also, the transfer window's open. And look at other teams, Man City, Arsenal as well. Man City and Arsenal were at it for Declan Rice. He's at currently the top record fee right now for a British player, which is like 134 million. And Arsenal put it in yesterday, so he's going to be bought for that amount. Then you see teams like Man United were actually struggling to actually buy one player because only the budget.
Why don't the Saudis do like a super league, like what
Yeah.
the Indians did with the cricket? You know, to say, right, you bring in 5 lighties, 5 younger guys and 5 old guys
Yeah.
into your team, and then create a super league.
Well,
that
probably-
would make the most amount of sense because
Probably
then
it's going to come in, because
yeah.
remember they're still gunning for the World Cup, the 2030 World Cup. So I'm sure by then it would have emerged to that state. You know what I mean? Like, because now they're just bringing people, getting everyone to know the league.
but
and
then no
knowing
one can
what's going on.
complain because they're actually helping the game.
But
Yeah,
you don't think
basically.
injuries will be a problem because it'll be right before the main season?
No, I'm saying now in your draft season, whilst they're doing this, you say, right, there's going to be a league where you bring in 5 lighties, 5 old boys, 5 middle, all to make 10 teams that all go into a super league to like what they do at the cricket, and then it just gets younger guys' names, made. It's
Yeah.
because you're rubbing shoulders with
Established.
the most famous people, and you're
Yeah,
bringing
yeah.
guys from school who are now
Straight
playing in a
into
super
that
league.
stuff.
That would make sense.
Absolutely.
Well, why don't you guys listen to me, you Richard, and make a plan?
Well, I'm going to say thank you to this man. He's come on and he's been covering our soccer, and he certainly has bringing us some quality
Yeah, the
stuff.
only thing he's done wrong is support Man United, but we'll forgive him for that.
Just quickly about rugby, boys. I'm a pure Springbok supporter, but did anyone see the All Black jersey?
We love it, Rob, as Springbok
Definitely.
supporters. It is unbelievable. It looks like it was drawn by
It's
Kieran.
off, eh?
Someone gave Kieran
on.
a wax crayon and he's
It's off, eh? For me.
Come on.
For me, it's a no.
Is it a no?
It's a no.
Well, I see Jason
Well, look,
Momoa,
Fozzie's
the
done
actor,
everything
loves
else wrong, so why not get the jersey wrong as well?
I think it's very modern, it's appealing to people as well.
What people?
Rob, I reckon
Everybody,
if,
the
And
modern
it's, and, it's,
person.
and it's tight as well, so you're going to have to do a bit of training to
I
get
reckon
into
if
that.
I was given that crown, I would have done a better job than Fozzie, to be
Yeah,
honest.
no, it's well,
No, and maybe not.
let's see how they do.
Guys, also we're building up to the World Cup. It's starting to get exciting. The Rugby Championship, JJ, is around the corner.
yeah, rugby champs start next week.
Come on, boys.
Australia, South Africa in Pretoria.
Wow. Sold out
Sold out
already?
yeah. Australia-
Every time South Africa's won the World Cup, the Cheetahs have won the Curry Cup. Just so you guys know
Well,
that.
then
And guess what
Cheetahs-
happened?
Yep.
They won it.
Cheetahs
so
won
here
it.
we go. All we have to
Cheetahs
do
won it.
is lose the upcoming.
But they really
championship.
deserve it, Matt. Let's look at the Cheetahs. They've been hard done by SA Rugby for so long.
Like
they,
I said,
bounced
you
back.
go into the cheat. You go to Bloemfontein, and you on a Saturday, and there's no one even serving petrol. They are at the stadium.
Can
see if you won that
will
rugby.
Ruan Pienaar,
Yeah.
will Ruan Pienaar get a slight chance?
No, he sucks.
At World Cup. No.
He might just win it for them.
No,
No.
no.
Experience.
At fly half.
Guys.
What are you saying? Fly half?
He's reached his expiry date.
He
Rob.
can cover scrum half.
No,
fly
he
half.
is the slowest scrum half. He waits for the ball to be like literally on a platter. He is yawn. No, Rob. No.
He's been the catalyst for
He
cheaters.
literally
I
stands
believe.
Listen,
there
he
and
can be
waits
your
for- use
catalyst,
it.
John.
Right. Okay. We've just got to say a big, big thank you as well to the Highlander here at Highlands Sports Club. It's what a beautiful venue this is. We've got to say thank you to Scott and his team. There's everything from pizzas on here. If you want to bring the family, there's good starters, burgers, chicken wraps, you name it.
They've got a big sports day coming up here for everyone to come down in a month's time. We'll put
Yeah.
the details up on the show so
Nice.
everyone can come and be a part of this place and enjoy it.
So if you're around Aurora, pop in here. There's this meal. You bring the whole family out here, and there's lots of space for the kids to play. There's tennis courts, you name it. The kids can all enjoy
You
it.
can have some Vita, huh?
Thank you very much to Vita24, Graham Phillips and his team. Thank you very much for the support and keeping us hydrated.
And to spur.
And the Spur for our prizes. Thank you very much for the $40, which Laura Hume will be having the breakfast and she'll be spoiling herself. Boys,
Thank you very
that's
much.
it. Thank you very much.
Sorry,
Thank
Rob.
you.
Before we end, the Vita 24 giveaway.
Yes.
Yes.
We will attach that onto the show.
Yeah, that's going to little Kunashe from Hellenic Primary School.
Well done, Kunashe.
Well done, Ashe.
Just tell the story quickly of Kunashe.
Little grade 3 girl from Hellenic Primary School that so eager to play rugby. There are not enough girls to make a girls rugby team. So the coach saw fit with the parents' permission to put her in the boys team. And they traveled to Lefordia last week, Wednesday. She tackled quite a few of the boys and she scored all 3 tries.
Wow.
Is it?
Wow.
Sportsman
Long
of the week.
Empire.
Kieran had to get consent to play
She
with
needs
the
a
boys,
whole
but he never
case.
scored any
Vita
tries.
24. Vita 24. She needs a whole case.
So she's our
Damn.
Vita 24 sports child of the week.
Oh, brilliant.
Hi everybody, JJ here from Babwebanter, and we're here at Hellenic Primary School where we are with our next superstar of Zimbabwe women's rugby, Kunashe Nyakua. Hi Kunashe, how are you?
Good.
Kunashe is a grade 3 student from Hellenic that plays rugby for the boys team, the only girl in the grade 3 boys team. She traveled to Lefordia this past Wednesday and apparently she did exceptionally well. She smoked the boys and she scored all the tries. Kunashe, how was that game for you?
Good.
Did you enjoy scoring the tries?
Yes.
Well done. Skara, John Dobson, they've come all the way from Cape Town to play against our boys here in Zimbabwe, against Brendan Dawson and the Goshawks. They've made time to come to Hellenic School this morning just to come and be with Kunashe and acknowledge her achievements in the rugby fraternity. Any advice, any words you guys want to say to Kunashe?
No, just for us, I think it's quite. We don't see it much in South Africa, and the amount of attention. So obviously, hopefully, when we come end of September, I think we'll be able to come watch you, and hopefully, sometime you could come visit us in South Africa.
I did get strict instructions from the headmistress. Please don't poach her. But we'll see what the future has in store for you. Maybe you could end up in Western Province or the Stormers ladies rugby team. Who knows? John, any words you want to say to Kunashe?
Yeah, look, we heard that you tackle everybody, you score the tries, you're a star. Keep playing, keep knocking the boys over. But I think for us it's such a privilege to be here and hear these sort of stories. To be in Zim at this time, rugby is obviously on a fantastic path.
Yes,
so keep playing, and thanks very much for having us. Thanks for having us here. Again, a chance to meet this future star.
And then over to Brendan. Brendan, anything you want to say to Kunashe?
Oh, congratulations, Kunashe, and well done for all that you've achieved. And you know, you're a role model to other children to want to come back and want to come and play rugby, especially young girls. So what I'm going to give you is a Sables jersey, so that you can keep, and one day hopefully you'll be able to play in it, and you'll grow. I know you'll grow into it, and
Wow.
and this is a present for you and your family, and well done, and congratulations on all that you do. Congratulations.
Well done, Kunashe.
Here we go, for you.
Interesting times in Zim. This is our future generation, and this is what rugby has to look forward to. Well done, Kunashe. Zimbabwe, let's back our ladies rugby. This evening, let's back Brendan and the boys against the Stormers, against Western Province. Good luck, gents, and all the best for this evening. Kunashe, well done. And to Hellenic for allowing Kunashe to play with the boys, well done to you for including a girl in the boys' team. Well done to Hellenic. Yeah. Well done, Kunashe. See you guys at the game. Cheers.
Welcome back to Babwebanter, and probably the hardest job in the world is reffing, to be totally honest. And we're very privileged to have Craig Hodgson. Welcome to Babwebanter.
Thank you very much for having me.
Shingi, how are you, my man?
I'm okay, thank you.
And let me tell you a story about this guy. 8 months ago, he was not reffing. He did not have a whistle in his mouth. David, he doesn't have a microphone either. How are you, brother?
I have it. I'm good, and yourself?
Good, man. Okay, so guys, let's talk about Craig. You're the head of Harare Province Rugby Refs Association. What is that?
Well, it's the group of guys and girls. We've got a lot of girls that get together every week or every second week, and January to November, now the season is long, and we get together and we make sure we serve rugby by being behind the scenes, preparing ourselves fitness-wise and academically, writing the exams, doing the level 1 and level 2 coaching courses and reffing courses, and being prepared for Saturdays when we have up to 80 games on a Saturday.
Well, you were showing me just a bit earlier that the process to select, you had 80 games last week, and out of that you had to come up with, you had 50 refs. So you had to try and now work out how to do that. I mean, you showed me the incredible back and forth to select those refs. It's quite a process.
Correct. You've got to make sure you've got the refs with the right credentials. There's some very intense schoolboy and club rugby, some international rugby, like the Goshawks and Sables playing. So you've got to make sure you match the right referee and the right personnel with the right game.
Mehdi, Precious Bazani doing incredible work as empowerment for women.
Yeah, very good, eh?
I think it's...
How many lady refs have you got?
I would say our ratio on about 60 refs countrywide, we've probably got about 25 active referees at the moment. So 40% probably, if that's the right maths.
Yeah,
good. Wow. Shingi, let's talk about your road on with refereeing. Tell us a little bit about it.
So I started reffing in 2014. What made me get into the ref society, it was mainly I was a coach. So I wasn't really agreeing with the refs codes like what parents do when you ref in a match, and that's the part I enjoy the most, when you just blow for a penalty and the whole crowd goes like, "Oh, ref!" So now I get to enjoy it now. I get to enjoy it.
Well, that's cool. That's not bad. JJ, just quickly, the reffing in Zimbabwe, your opinion so far? I mean, it's we're producing some excellent refs coming through the system.
Yeah, they're doing an amazing job, Robbie. It's doing really well, Robbie. We've got Precious, who's been reffing at the highest level. She's done Six Nations women. She's done Six Nations under 20. So, yeah, they're really on top of their game.
Just quickly back to you, Craig. So there is opportunities for people to get an opportunity to go, and for example, Six Nations. Any of our guys coming through, the men coming through, that potentially have got it to go further?
Yeah, we're very proud of our young referees. There's quite a few of them, actually. Talent Gandiwa has just been pushed up to level 3. He's got to get through it, though. So he's been to Kenya on the Barty's Trophy, and he's been doing the exams, because there are lots of exams to write.
Easy.
And the fitness, the beep tests and the bronco tests. You've got to score at the correct level to actually even get through. Then we've got young Mitch Enderby, an ex-St. John's boy who's only about 4 years outside of school, and he's just made it onto the main Irish referees panel. So he will be eligible to referee men's Six Nation in the near future.
That is absolutely outstanding. Okay, so the next story we've got is kind of from zero to hero. David, tell us about your story. 8 months ago, he did not have a whistle in his mouth. Tell us your story.
Okay, so it started when I was at Northern Chiefs. I was playing rugby, and then I got injured. And then I decided, how can I keep on getting into the game? Like, how can I continually play rugby? But I couldn't play because I was injured. So I decided to join the refs. And my first game, it was at Gateway. And I got shadowed by Mr. Craig Olson. He shadowed me my first game. I remember the experience. It was something new. I thought refereeing was easy, but it's
And
not
you've
as
been
easy
shouted
as-
at a lot more since then.
Definitely.
That's true. That's true.
How do you take that as a ref when you're getting shouted at and when you're getting abused? I mean, it must be quite daunting when there's 10,000 people and they're all shouting for your head.
Yeah, for me, my advice would be don't take it personal because it happens every game. You gotta get used to it and just take it as positive feedback.
Well, better you than me. Finally, we're in a good place with reffing. If anyone wants to get into reffing, how do they get involved?
As I said, we have an active society. So every second Monday, we meet at PE Pavilion at 5:30 till 7. And you're welcome to come along. No expectations. You just join in. And we have quite a fun time. Sometimes we get whistles and we blow and we teach. Otherwise, we just get round in a circle and we cover the laws. Or we talk about weekend games. We talk about the Potty Award, which is if you've stuffed up on the weekend, you get a Potty Award. So yeah, just good fun. And we need referees, guys. Up to 80 games on a Saturday. We need men and women, boys and girls, and we need guys getting involved.
Walk us through. So you were saying that in the Chiefs Crusaders match, they were even getting death threats.
Yeah, unfortunately, this last weekend was the final of the Super Rugby, and the Crusaders played the Chiefs. Very tight game, which was won by less than 7 points, I think. And at the end of the day, Ben O'Keefe, who actually had a pretty good game, has more than 100 death threats and people saying they're going to do whatever to him in the street if they ever see him. They're going to get his family. So, yeah, I would recommend to people who have that sort of approach to the game, go and watch football.
They actually kill them.
We need parents and we need coaches. We don't mind good banter. We don't mind good involvement. We don't mind saying a ref had a bad game. But let's keep the personal stuff out of there and keep the game
And
clean.
as far as some of the laws of the game are concerned, do you guys get to have any feedback to the World Rugby or anything like that, or is that completely separate from you guys?
When it comes to trials, we will be asked to trial certain laws at certain competitions and that, and we will be give feedback to the ZRU through the ZRRS, which is the Zimbabwe Referee Society.
Because one of the biggest problems I had on the weekend was the law of going over and held up, and then they get to kick the ball all the way back to halfway, and you've lost all that advantage. I just find that law has totally messed up your advantage going over the line, and I think getting some feedback to World Rugby would be good, because I honestly don't think it's fair. You know, it used to be a 5-meter scrum. Now they give them the ball, they get to whack it all the way back down to the halfway, and now you're running back at a defense and you only maybe get hit at the 10 or the 22, and you've lost all that advantage. And all you've tried to do is go over the line. I think that's it's just a question. I'm just asking.
It sounds like you need to be involved, because the only way you can make changes, and in fact, Shingi said it, he was shouting as a coach at referees. He decided, let me get out there. Funny enough, that's exactly what I did. I found myself one day watching a game and saying, no, come on, man. And I thought, well, if I can do better, let me get out there.
Well, I am coaching, so that's on the other side. But I'm saying from a coach's point of view, I don't have any say.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I find that rule not fair. And if you guys have any say, think about it, have a look at it, and maybe you could have some feedback, because I just find that rule's messed it up a bit. That's all.
I hear you.
Right, gents, thank you very much. Thank you for coming out. I know you guys are going to get off. Good luck for this weekend. I know
big
Peter,
games, yeah.
Yeah, there's Peterhouse festivals happening, sevens, as well as a big one, Falcon, 40 years old. So that's is going to be
And the biggest game of the weekend is the Barbarians playing against the All-Stars.
Barbarians versus All-Stars at OGs.
Good luck keeping up with that.
At
Your Friday
OGs.
Night Lights. We'll see you
That
there.
might be your calling about reffing, by the way, just between you and I. Right, guys, coming up next, we've got Laura Hume. She is an athlete, an incredible athlete. She's right here on Babwebanter. She's going to be keeping up with us after this. Welcome back to Babwebanter. And it's all about now getting fit, boys. JJ, you're not going to have to step back on this one. CrossFit athlete Laura Hume, welcome to Babwebanter.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having me.
Right. Tell us about your road. 5 years in CrossFit?
Yes, I started CrossFit about 5 years ago. I have been CrossFitting at CrossFit Kaima in Mount Pleasant since then. So
Nice.
5 years
Okay.
in.
And your journey, compete in the African finals. Tell us a little bit about that journey.
Yeah, so this year was my second year as an individual, competing at the African finals. I did 2 years in a team before this. But yeah, this year was my second year. I came 15th out of the 30 athletes that were there.
CrossFit seems to be growing in Zimbabwe. A lot more people are doing it. A lot more people are getting
Yeah.
fitter. Tell us a little bit about CrossFit compared to just your normal training and different training.
Well, I'm going to be biased.
Is it better?
Yeah, it is. Oh, in my opinion, it's better. CrossFit is, I think the definition is it's constantly varied functional movements performed at high intensity. The high intensity part is key because it's what's best for our health, both cardiac health, and it also helps with muscle growth and that kind of thing. But the constantly varied part means that it is a sport that is difficult to quantify. We do so many different movements and it kind of keeps your body guessing what's coming next all the time. So,
Sure.
yeah.
And so when you go into it, are you classed in your weight?
No, unfortunately for me.
So how does that work?
So we score weightlifting events just by the weight that you lift. It doesn't have anything to do with your body weight, unlike with Olympic lifting.
How's that fair?
It's not, if you ask me.
So you're saying it's the best, but it's got a snag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
that's
I've
true.
seen, some of you guys are much smaller and you're lifting
Yeah.
much more weights than the other
Yeah.
people. So
No,
I
you're
know on
right.
the body
Yeah.
to weight thing, I understand, but
Yeah.
on the weight things, it doesn't seem that fair.
Yeah, no, you're
Yeah.
right. And, I'm one of the lighter athletes. So weightlifting is one of my weaknesses for that reason. But, it kind of evens out because CrossFit also includes a lot of cardio stuff. So running and cycling, swimming, but also gymnastics. And, if you're a heavier athlete, gymnastics is not as easy for you. So it does kind of level out.
Okay. And
Yeah.
how do you deal with all your injuries?
I actually have never been injured.
Oh,
Lucky you. I look
Yeah.
at a weight, I get injured.
Yeah,
So,
and
yeah.
that is a very common, I would say it's a misconception with CrossFit. I know that injuries happen in all sports, but I think really the biggest problem with CrossFit is you have coaches who are not necessarily experienced or qualified enough, and then when you're lifting heavy weight, it is possible to get injured. But
Even bodybuilders, you can even ask Fundi.
Yeah.
They get injured.
Yeah.
It's just it does
Yeah.
happen.
It
The
does.
thing about CrossFit, with a lot of it being over your head,
Yes.
shoulder issues are one of the main issues that
for sure.
that I've found because
Yeah.
being an ex-rugby player, tried to come to CrossFit.
Yeah.
Absolutely no plan for me. I can't even lift my arm above my head because
Yeah.
my shoulders, obviously. So I know what it's like because I've seen that side to it. So I understand.
And just on that, Matt,
yeah.
like when it comes to CrossFit, I've noticed in the competitions, is it about reps, repetitions? Is it about how many you can do or how heavy you lift? I don't really understand.
Yeah, it's a good question. It depends on the event. We have events where it's like a 1 rep max lift, so that's you have a set period of time, maybe 10 minutes, and it's full weight. And then you also have events where it's like an AMRAP. So AMRAP stands for as many rounds or reps as possible. So you have a time in which you have to do as many as you can.
And how do you
Therefore-
get classed though? In your age, your weight, what?
There's an open category from 18 to 35, and your weight doesn't.
And you
matter.
went into the top of 30.
Yes.
In Africa.
Yes.
Out of all women between 18 and
In
that's
Africa.
impressive.
That's like
is
South
there
Africa.
buddies one for
everywhere.
JJ and I?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
there
that's the
is.
bulking session.
Let's do this, JJ.
Yeah.
Right, Laura also came 15th in the 15th in the African residents and passport holders. That is incredible stuff when you're talking about the whole of Africa coming together
Thank you.
and placing 15th.
Thank you.
Lovely. What's your goals?
I have two. One is more on the athlete side. I'd like to. I don't want to set a goal in terms of placing because I just don't. But I would like to try and be the best athlete that I can be, both in terms of inspiring younger athletes and
Wow,
also,
lovely.
sportsmanship and ranking as high as I can as well.
Well, that's nice that you're not just thinking about first, second, or third.
Yeah,
You're thinking
thank
about
you.
empowering the youngsters as well.
Thanks.
I do have a question though.
Yeah.
Like for the majority of people, they don't fully understand what CrossFit is about. They just normally go to the gym to look fit, just be healthy, and yet CrossFit has the stigma that it's very dangerous because of high repetitions, like you're saying, 1 rep maxes in the same event. So people are very afraid of that. How do you take on that. And
Are we talking about people like JJ?
definitely JJ.
Shots fired. Sorry, JJ.
How do you like wash that off? That stigma off people.
It's a tricky question to answer. How much time do you have? I'm also a nutritionist, so I know, and I studied science at university, so I know quite a lot about, chronic diseases and that kind of thing. So my counter would be, is it more dangerous to train heavy weights and, long workouts and that kind of thing? Or is it more dangerous to let yourself get unhealthy as you get older?
Cheeseburgers.
Cheeseburgers and beers, yeah. No offense, JJ.
Why is everyone picking?
We're asking you if you've got any questions.
Rob and I.
I'm wearing my tight jacket, my buddy.
No, I'm just kidding. But, that is my argument is everyone gets injured. You can get injured walking out of your house, you can trip on a step or whatever. But you're much more likely to get injured if you are strong and capable. I've heard stories of CrossFitters around the world and other athletes as well, where they've gotten into car accidents and they've actually survived because of the lean muscle mass that they have and the fitness that they have, how strong their heart is and that kind of thing. We're able to undergo like surgery and that kind of thing better if you have a strong cardiovascular system and more lean muscle mass. So,
well, I see as well, one of your points there was remain fit and capable well into old age. And I guess that's the key element, isn't it? Just to keep living healthy and keep working through.
Exactly. Yeah.
Lovely.
And it really is doable for anybody, any age. It doesn't matter when you start. So
basically, she's telling us to start, JJ.
And on that, we are giving away a prize to you this evening as the spa prize for the sports lady of the week. The Spur, yeah.
The Spur. So with the Spur prize is a $40 prize. Where you can go and have a meal at the Spur with yourself and your husband or your whoever it is. And reminder, the breakfast special there is $4 for 2 eggs, bacon, chips, tomato, and what else? Toast. And 2 coffees. So
hey, on that, Robbie, I have a question on that. Is that good for CrossFit?
Absolutely. Calories.
You like to spoil yourselves.
Cheat day.
Well, that's our wrap up with Laura. Good luck with the future. We certainly will be following you, and definitely come back on Babwebanter. We want to see you, even if you do get a medal, no medal, you're going to be coming up and giving us some dietary ideas as well.
Thanks very much.
Also, thank you very much to Pearl for supporting and keeping us hydrated and obviously giving us the support here. Guys, as Walton Zor Productions, our guys that make the magic work behind the scenes, thank you very much. Reminder, make sure that you follow us on Babwebanter, all our social media platforms. Thank you to everyone that is liking, sharing, commenting. We appreciate, we're enjoying it, and please keep them coming. Show us videos. We're keen to see what's out there. Boys, have a good weekend, and we'll catch you later.
Robbie.